Hey, Steve Lorenz here with another podcast from Attic Fables. At the Attic Fables podcast, I tell interesting stories to inspire and motivate you to live a better life. Now sit back, relax, and listen as I share our next story. I'm glad you've joined us for today's episode of the Attic Fables podcast. Today's story is about exploding batteries. When I was a kid, I saw something I'll never forget. 3 men were looking under the hood of a car when suddenly the battery exploded and battery acid splattered over one of the men's face. Fortunately, a water faucet was nearby and they washed his face with water. I don't know if these injuries were serious, but it looked frightening. Since then, I've learned that these kinds of accidents, though not common, can and do happen. If the level of sulfuric acid is too low, a dangerous level of hydrogen gas can build up and result in an explosion. Car batteries can also explode when trying to recharge or jump-start a battery, and a spark ignites the hydrogen-oxygen gas mixture. You can prevent these explosions by keeping the battery clean and maintained. If you have an older kind of battery that has caps over the battery cells, you need to keep the cells filled with water. If you keep the batteries filled, it's less likely a dangerous level of hydrogen gas will build up. If you keep the battery clean, hydrogen gas can escape through the vents and prevent dangerous buildups. Just as you need to keep your car battery maintained to prevent an explosion, so too you need to keep your spiritual battery maintained to prevent emotional explosions. Emotional explosions can occur if your spiritual vitality is too low. In a spiritual vacuum, dangerous levels of negativity can build up and cause an emotional explosion. You need to keep your heart filled with positive emotions like love and peace and joy, gentleness, kindness, and forgiveness. When your heart is filled with these positive emotions, there isn't room for dangerous negative emotions like hate, worry, depression, harshness, cruelty, and intolerance. You can prevent dangerous emotional explosions by following God's instructions. The Bible says, "Walk by the Spirit." The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If you haven't recently checked under the hood of your life, then maybe it's time to look inside and see what's happening. As King Solomon said, "Watch over your heart with all diligence, because from the heart flow the springs of life." I'm Steve Lorenz, and I'm just trying to keep my spiritual batteries clean and filled. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to this latest edition of the Attic Fables podcast. You can listen to additional stories at the Attic Fables podcast at atticfables.com. Until next time, remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what you've done, God loves